Welcome back. It's another fantastic day on the water. The temperatures have been up in the high 80s, low 90s past few days, so I have not been on the boat because as much as I like doing a sauna, I don't like working in a sauna. But today we're back to somewhat normal levels of temperature, so I thought I'd come down to the boat and carry on where I left off. I have not finished cleaning up the holes where the fuel tanks go. I need to get down there and do that. I don't know if I'll do that today or not, but the season is very quickly passing us by. We're in the end of July, soon to be August, and I want to get the bulwarks and the decks painted before the rainy season comes, because once it starts raining, there's no way I'll be able to do it. So today, I'm going to engage in some glorious, glorious sanding. Yeah, that's a thrill a minute. It's hard to make interesting video out of sanding, so we'll just put on some tunes and have at her. The first order of sanding business I thought would be to continue working on the dinghy seat. This is a project that I started last fall and never got around to finishing because I didn't really need to use the dinghy, so it became a low priority. But seeing how I'm doing all glorious, glorious sanding, I thought, yeah, good place to start. So, just a little quick refresher. This is actually sandwich. There's foam, fiberglass, 2 layers on the top side, fiberglass, 3 layers on the bottom side, 2 completely covering it, and then the last heavier, I don't know what you call it, heavier weave of glass, just kind of down the middle. And then I put it on a table saw and cut a groove all around the edge, which I then filled with bog, and the bog was quite rough. So I sanded down the bog, and I sanded the fiberglass to key it for fairing compound, and that is ready for some fairing compound. So I may take that back over to the yacht club and work on it there, or I might bring some fairing compound here and do it here. Probably take it there. Makes more sense. So that was the first order of business. Now the next order of business is to sand the bulwarks. I really wished I had done that when I had all the hardware off the boat when it was up on the hard, but I wanted to get it back in the water and go sailing. I was just impatient to get out there and go sailing, and I was not expecting my fuel tanks to become porous, but they did. So I'm still working on the fuel tank situation, and in the meantime I can do the bulwarks. So have a look. Remember this piece here I cut out to access the bilge overflow. Goes the through hull is just on the other side of that, and the back end you can't really tell because there's a dirt, but I actually did paint it up to about here, and then I stopped. But I've got to do all along the bulwark. And you see this stuff? Like this here, and this here, and that there. That is blistering in the gel coat. So I'm hoping that'll just sand out. And then I'll come all the way up to the front. And if it shows up on camera, you can see I painted from there forward on the bulwark when I put the cap rail back on. So I'll have to sand all along there. And then this kind of surprised me actually. I put penetrating epoxy on the bowsprit and on the bowsprit platform, and I knew that UV would kill it. I didn't realize it would kill it so quickly. That is 1 year's worth of weather, and I really need to get to work on that, sand it down, and put some proper finish on that, which I've got inside the boat. And then this bulwark is in the same condition as the other side. There's a couple of holes where I took the drilled little holes to get the bolts for the chain plates out. And back to here. So that's a lot of glorious sanding to do, but it's got to be done, so let's get busy. Well, that didn't turn out to be quite so hecacious as I thought it would be. The gel coat sands fairly quickly, and I was able to get the craters and blisters out without too much problem at all. I've actually gone right up to where I'm standing from the back where you are, right to here, and it's only taken, maybe an hour, hour and a half, something like that. I'm using 80 grit disc on my fine tool, and it works outstandingly. So there's still lots of dust here, but I'm going to show you what I've done. So this is what I'm contending with, the blisters and craters in the gel coat. And I think that's from the original application. So I don't know whether they put it on when it was too hot, or whether the fiberglass underneath it wasn't cured properly, or I just don't know. But it's cratered and it's ugly, and I'm going to fix it. The boat's 4 years old, deserves a little bit of a makeover. So as I'm sanding, that's what I'm doing. You see, in some places I'm right down to the fiberglass. Other places, the gel coat is still there. There's still a couple of little. It's hard to see when I don't have an air compressor or pressure water to hose the thing down as I work along, so it's hard to see. There's a couple of bits I've missed. I'll have to come back and go over that. The fine tooth comb, because any little blemish like that, once it's painted, will stand out like a sore thumb. So that's the sanding project. The other project I've got on the go at the moment is the fuel tanks. I need to get down below into the fuel tank holding area. I don't know what you call that, locker. And try and fit the fuel tank mock-up that I've got. It's down below. And if that goes in successfully, then I need to take it to my welder guy and get the metal cut and welded so that I can actually put the thing back in. Of course, there's much more to it than that. I've got to order some bungs for where the fuel comes out and where the fuel goes in. And my welder guy can weld those in. But that's not a big deal. That's another bit that I've got on the go. And that's pretty much priority at the moment. Without fuel tanks, I cannot move the boat. Well, I could take a jerry can and just stick the fuel feeder hose into that, but that's not safe, it's not wise. If it spills, then I've got another big mess to clean up, and I don't want that, so I'm going to do it right. I'll get the tanks welded up, installed, plumb them in, and then hopefully get some sailing in the summer. This is the third year I've had this boat, and I haven't actually had the sails up the mast yet. So, getting kind of anxious to do that. In the meantime, it's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and I think I'm going to go home and maybe have a cold one, and then come back tomorrow and go hard. I think tomorrow I'll start by working on the fuel tank fitting, and then I will carry on with the sanding project. Getting there. We're getting there. So for tonight, fair wind, following feed. God bless.